Welcome to Past Week in Politics. I'm Joe Matz. Wednesday, candidates for the governor of Ohio, Republican Mike DeWine and Democrat Richard Cordray, faced off in the first of three planned debates. At the University of Dayton, they discussed hot topic issues like education, guns, drug crime, and the opioid crisis.
I think the easiest way to understand the difference between Richard Cordray and Mike DeWine is our view of the opioid problem. Someone could have enough fentanyl to kill 10,000 people, and yet, under his proposed constitutional amendment that he has embraced and is pushing, that person would receive no jail time.
People who've heard you say that know it's not true, Mike, and it's very misleading. I cracked down on drug traffickers when I was Attorney General. We used the Organized Crime Commission to put them away and break drug rings in the state of Ohio.
The debate was more lively than one would expect for two seasoned politicians. They regularly attacked each other and made the differences between them clear.
Okay, but I want to go back to opioids, Mike, because you seem to believe you've made all this progress and done all these things. If you had just been able to contain this problem to where it was when I was Attorney General, almost 10,000 more Ohioans would be alive today. This is the crisis of our time. You were in charge of it, and you've been a dismal failure for Ohio.
You know, Richard, you're all talk and you do nothing. You've been a failure at every job you have ever had. The last job you had, a culture of discrimination.
I have stood up against powerful interests who thought that they could take advantage of people and get away with it. As Ohio's Attorney General and as America's consumer watchdog, I didn't let them get away with it.
Look, let's face it, both of us have been in office a lot. We've held a lot of different offices. The difference is that in my case, I've gotten things done. I'm a problem solver. I fix problems.
The candidates laid out their ideological differences over the course of the hour-long debate. I highly recommend that any Ohio voter checks out the full video, which is available on YouTube. There will be a link to that in the description of this video. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh was finishing up his confirmation hearings until allegations of sexual assault sent the confirmation hearings into turmoil. Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, a professor at a California university, accused Kavanaugh of groping and attempted rape. The alleged incident would have occurred in 1982 when Kavanaugh was a student at Georgetown Preparatory School. Kavanaugh says that he categorically and unequivocally denies these claims. Ford is seeking a full FBI investigation before she testifies to the Senate Judiciary Committee. Kavanaugh wants the hearings to happen as soon as possible, though, to clear his name. In 1991, at the Supreme Court confirmation hearing for Clarence Thomas, a woman, Anita Hill, came forward with accusations of sexual harassment. Joe Biden was the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee and has expressed his regret about how the situation was handled.
Under the Senate rules, I can't gavel you down and say you can't ask that question, although I tried. And so what happened was she got victimized again during the process. It's important that people understand, and I think people do now, understand how hard it is to come forward.
The hearing date is still to be determined. The Senate Judiciary Committee wanted it on Monday, but it's likely going to be later in the week. Remember, the midterms are on November 6th. That means that if you want to vote, you have to be registered by October 9th. These midterms will include a Senate seat, a governor's race, and Issue 1, which I covered last week. If you want to make a difference, you have to vote. And to vote, you have to register. Keep that in mind, and I'll see you next week.